honest, does this look like your average experience in Marvel Rivals?
Armed and dangerous!
All you want is to rank up, but every time you queue into a match, it feels like the enemy team's Iron Man is a pro gamer, and you're stuck whiffing shots like you're playing with a potato for a mouse or a controller, and your team doesn't belong in your rank. This video isn't just another get good guide. Whether you're in bronze or eternity, there's something in here for everyone. This video is a deep dive into 3 dead simple habits that'll transform how you play Marvel Rivals without needing god tier aim or a fancy setup. We're breaking down how to outsmart opponents with your hero's kit, position like a pro, and stay one step ahead of the chaos, plus a sprinkle of life advice to keep your mental game as strong as your rank. Stick around to the end of the video and you'll walk away with practical tricks that'll have your enemies raging and your teammates sending you friend requests. Some of these tips are hiding in plain sight, and I'll show you how even high-ranked players make these mistakes, but more importantly, how to fix them. Let's set the stage. Look, I get it. You're trying to improve, you're doing what you can to win, but every match feels like you're up against a squad of esports champs while your team's got 4 insta-lock DPS. You might have tried aim trainers, probably watched other pro tips videos, and maybe even considered bribing your internet service provider for better ping. But here's the truth. Climbing ranks in Marvel Rivals isn't just about landing headshots or having a fancy rig. It's about building smart habits that tilt every fight in your favor. If you actually apply these tips, you will become a better player and see improvement in your gameplay. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about what a fair fight looks like in Marvel Rivals. Picture this. You and the enemy team are both running Human Torch. Both of you are roughly equal skill, full health, no latency issues, and no abilities used. That would be a 50-50 fight. Each of you has an even shot at winning. Sounds fine, right? Wrong. If you're serious about ranking up, you don't want fair fights. You want unfair advantages that make the enemies cry into their gaming chair. And we're not talking hacks or exploits or anything like that. Nobody's getting banned here. We're talking about playing smarter using every tool Marvel Rivals gives you to stack the odds in your favor. Habit 1. Master your abilities for unfair fights. Let's really unpack this because this is a big one. The easiest way to tip the scales, use your hero's abilities to make enemies regret queuing. In Marvel Rivals, every hero has tools to stun, displace, or just straight up annoy enemy opponents. Take the Hulk stun, for example. His radioactive lockdown can keep enemies out of position, leaving them helpless without heals while you line up to secure the kill when that 2-second ability is up, or you hit them. Why take wide flanks as Psylocke and come across the enemy Psylocke or magic and duel them? Create an advantage first. Wait until your Emma Frost grabs them and or kicks them, then go ahead and strike. It's like bringing a tank to a knife fight. Get it? Because Emma Frost is a tank. Okay. Another quick example, and something I constantly look for. Say you're playing as Emma Frost, holding the point. Let's say someone from the opposing team steps a bit too close to you. Pop your diamond form and kick that enemy further into your team. Your teammates can hopefully help you clean up. If done right, the enemy might not even get a shot off. And that's not luck. That's using abilities to create a fight they couldn't win. This is a simple concept, but you probably aren't doing this consistently enough. I know we all joke about our teammates just shooting who happens to be in front of them and not using their brain to determine target priority. So take that upon yourself. Literally kick or push the enemy right in front of your team. Half the time they'll go, me shoot person right in front of me now, and you're already 2 steps ahead. Next time you're tempted to just hold your primary down, ask your team for a stun, a shield, or a distraction. You'd be surprised how much value you can extract from your matches when you consistently think this way. Coordination in Marvel Rivals is your cheat code. Don't sleep on it. The overall takeaway here is create advantages, and create more advantages. If you're playing as the Thing, you can totally ask your Invisible Woman to shield you on an upcoming play, or ask your Magneto to bubble you on a dive. If you're Invisible Woman, listen up, because this will break you out of Diamond into Celestial if you do this, I'm serious. I don't have gameplay footage for this, but just listen. Be constantly checking the match stats so you know when your team has ults or will have them soon. Now, not only will you significantly decrease the amount of times you double strategist ult by mistake, which will automatically win you more games by doing practically nothing. You can do this next step in addition, which is big brain dude approved. Now, you know your Wolverine is at 93% charge for his ult, so you know he's likely to ult this fight. That's big information. As Invisible Woman, you can totally help your Wolf Boy out. Imagine you give your Wolverine just a pinch more attention, ensuring he stays alive. How often do you do this? Seriously. How often do you actively look to see when your team is about to get an ultimate, and you really think of all the ways you can help them clutch up? Again, if you're Invisible Woman, you can save your Psionic Vortex AoE for when your Wolverine ults and throw your Vortex down for additional damage, slow enemies, and it draws them in. You can even save your push or pull to nudge them perfectly to where your Wolverine needs them to be as well. This is one example of thousands of interactions and ways you can do amazing game-changing plays like this. If you're loving these tips and want to keep these bangers coming like it's 1979, consider liking the video. It really helps. Also, only 8% of you watching are subscribed. Can you help me out on this? With your help by subscribing, I can get early access to new updates and heroes and bring you guys new content we haven't been able to address on the channel yet. Back to the video. Habit 2. Play to your hero's strengths. Next up, stop fighting battles you're not built for. Every hero in Marvel Rivals has a sweet spot, ranges, positions, or situations where they shine. If you're playing Star-Lord and trying to shoot from across the map, you're not just losing, you're embarrassing the Guardians of the Galaxy. Sure, you can build ult charge from far away, and you definitely want to do that when there's nothing else to be done, but Star-Lord's blasters are deadly up close, so get in, dance around with his jet boots, and melt faces before they can react. With Star-Lord, you can get in and you can get out. You should make it your mission to be up on platforms or flying as much as possible. Be looking for ways you can pressure squishies, and here's one of the biggest takeaways. Look at who your team is shooting at. I have seen teams playing in tournaments that simply weren't on the same page, shooting at different enemies and completely fumble a winning position, all because no one was focused on the same target. Please, do yourself a favor and don't tell yourself you always do this, because even the best don't always do this. Look at who on your team is shelling out some decent damage or even getting picks and see how you can help secure them even more picks. Or maybe you weren't peeling for your team enough. Or maybe you were peeling too much. Seriously, this is a complex game at times, and the needs of your team will often shift multiple times throughout the entire game, especially if the enemy team is savvy enough to swap some heroes and strategies around. And the same strategy we just talked about with Star-Lord applies to tanks like Hulk. Don't be that guy leaping into 5 enemies solo. Jump in, but know when to jump out. What about Thor? Do we have any Thor mains in the comments? You guys are beasts. I've played with and against some seriously smart players who play Thor. You guys are cracked at pushing the enemy team around. But again, aggression, defense, or something in between. It needs to be perfectly balanced, as all things should be. You don't have shield mitigation, so be mindful of where you position, and don't always rely on your dash to get you out of a situation. Position yourself so you take as little damage as possible at all times when you can. And what I mean by this specifically is stand behind your other tank on your team. Hopefully you have one. But there's something else to think about. Stand behind the enemy tank so others don't have good line of sight on you. This is a crafty one and only good in specific situations. But be thinking of unique ways to throw the enemy team off. Just don't dash around in the middle of a team fight all the time. You're forcing your strategist to do a lot more lifting that ultimately applies more pressure to your team. Not good. So play around corners more. There are a lot of them in this game. You can do it. Let's break it down with a real scenario. I was coaching someone who mains Scarlet Witch, and she kept dying because she'd float into open sight lines, trying to outgun a random enemy duelist. So we worked on controlling tight spaces or disrupting pushes. In the very next game after we talked about this, he played behind a corner on defense, used her Mystic Projection Flight to dodge a flank, and wiped both strategists with a well-placed ultimate. That's playing to your hero's strengths. Zoom out mentally on the map, know your role, and pick fights where your kit gives you the edge. It's like knowing not to bring a spoon to a sword fight. Basic, but players still mess this up. Oh, and a quick life tip here. This applies outside gaming too. Stop trying to be something you're not. If you're better at strategy than raw aim, lean into it, at least for now. Play smart, not hard, and you'll climb ranks and feel better about yourself. Habit 3. Zoom out for big picture awareness. Alright, buckle up. This is the single biggest game changer in this video. Marvel Rivals is a chaotic game. Explosions, webs, and giant green dudes everywhere. If you're tunnel visioned on your aim, you're missing the big picture. Zoom out. The map and knowing where everyone is at in a given moment is where you want your head to be. Understand where your team's pushing. And I don't just mean, yeah, we're going back to the point. I mean, is your team taking high ground on the left-hand side, or are you flanking behind the enemy now? You should also know where enemies were spotted and whether that sneaky Loki is trying to capture the point behind your team. If you want to rank up in Marvel Rivals, you've got to stop playing like you're stuck in a first-person tunnel. Instead, see the whole board, like you're Nick Fury running the Avengers, not just some dude swinging a hammer, eh? This habit will make you die less, which means you're in the fight longer, making more plays, and boosting your actions per minute, which increases your odds of winning. More wins means more rank ups, which means more smiles. And we all want to see you smile, seriously. There are studies that suggest people who smile more live longer, so smile. Alright, let's paint a picture. I was playing as Doctor Strange, holding a lane with my team. Now I could have just stood on the point, spamming my primary, but I paused and thought, hold up, why am I here? What's the play? So I shifted to a sneaky off angle above the enemy team and waited a good 10 to 15 seconds before my ultimate was up. But then I dropped on the enemy team and we completely team wiped them 6-0. So they didn't see it coming, they got caught out, and my team mopped up. That's what happens when you see the whole board. You're not just reacting, you're controlling the fight. Think about how big a deal this is. We won an entire team fight with one ultimate and 2 seconds of thinking. That's it. Nothing super skillful or technical done here. This was in a top % lobby, by the way. Here's where most players screw this up. I was in a ranked game as Winter Soldier. I paired with a Scarlet Witch who was obsessed, was standing on the objective, not really doing anything, and there are a few problems with this. She's eating damage from 3 angles, she's feeding the enemy strategist free alt charge since she's not killing anyone, and she's not applying any pressure to the enemy team, so they are freed up to play more aggressive and just think more. All from one thoughtless decision of hers, or lack thereof. I'm sure she didn't purposely say, oh yeah, this is the land I shall plant my flag on that will surely mess my team over. But that's what she did. And she died. A lot. If she'd taken a second to ask, do I need to be front and center, or can I chill behind cover, off angle a bit, and still melt faces? We could have turned many situations like that into a winning scenario. Instead, she fed the enemy team like it was an all-you-can-eat buffet. We still won that game, but my goodness did I have to work for that one. Seeing the whole board means asking, what's my job right now? How can I best serve my team? If you're a Vanguard, maybe don't go head on against a 1v5. Hold a choke and let your duelist pop off instead. If you're a strategist, you don't need to be body blocking bullets. Find a safe spot to heal from and sneak in as much damage as possible. If you do this consistently, this will certainly separate you from the strategist pack. And that's the vibe. Play smart, die less, and win more. So let's recap. First, use your abilities to make every fight unfair. Stun, displace, or outsmart your enemies. Second, play to your hero's strengths. Don't be the Iron Man trying to outduel a solid Hela player. Third, see the whole board, not just your piece. Ask why you're positioned where you are and control the fight like a chess master. These habits don't need god tier aim or a NASA level PC. They're about playing smarter, not harder, so you die less, you win more, and you climb ranks faster. Now let's zoom out for a sec. These tips aren't just for Marvel Rivals, they're also for life. Building good habits and playing to your strengths makes you better at everything. You want to crush it at work? Know your role and lean into what you're good at. You feeling down? Stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your own game. A strong mental game keeps you positive, whether you're climbing ranks or just trying to survive Monday mornings. You can absolutely work on your weaknesses too. Just know that you probably already have several things you're above average at, or even better, and you can build from there. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be better than yesterday. Apply that to Marvel Rivals, apply it to life, and watch how far you go. And something else I'll say, you're not here to coast through Marvel Rivals or life like some average Joe sleepwalking through existence. You're here to forge yourself in the fire of discipline and relentless effort. Isn't that why you're here, watching this video? To better yourself? Every time you queue up, every time you face a challenge, you're not just playing a game, You're building a warrior's mindset. I know it sounds corny, but it's true. Stop whining about bad teammates or tough lobbies. Stop doubting your potential because you're not at the top yet. The grind is your proving ground. Wake up every day, look in the mirror, and decide you're going to own your weaknesses, amplify your strengths, and outwork everyone who thinks they've got you beat. You're not chasing a rank. You're chasing the version of yourself who doesn't quit, who doesn't flinch, who sees the whole board and makes the world bend to your will. So take these habits, apply them, and don't just climb the leaderboard, climb out of every excuse holding you back. You're tougher than your toughest losses. Now act like it and become undeniable. 3 habits to make you a Marvel Rivals beast and maybe a better human too. You don't need to grind aim trainers for 10 hours a day or sell your soul for better FPS. Just play smart, stay aware, and lean into your hero's strengths. If you found this valuable and you're still watching this video, maybe you enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel and becoming a channel member. You can simply support or sign up for coaching. Link is in the description. And watch this video where I break down how to be more consistent here. And I'm an Emma main, so that's why I say stay frosty, queens. There's no secret meaning other than that. So stay frosty, queens. Which will aja magic. Aja magic.